Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open. Chicago with the lead. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20. Breaks free to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40 midfield. 40 30 to the coast. 20 15 Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up? What up? What up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this Hump Day edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. Now, if you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Listen, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple, but wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning. Like that page as well. And not only will you be liking Sports Zone Chicago, but you'll also be liking show's page, Shawn and Maya in the morning. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, listen, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button. Hit the notification button. That's the little bell right next to it. All right. And that'll give you a note. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. You get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching us on our mobile app, don't tell me you didn't know we have a mobile app. Come on now. You got to keep up with the Joneses and them. All right, listen, though it doesn't matter. Wherever you get your apps from, I don't care whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, wherever you get them from. All right, you go there, you type in Sports Zone Chicago, you download it, you take us with you on the go. So not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew. And I mean a slew of articles thanks to my man Clarence, Counsel III. Big up to Clarence for keeping your abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, if you're watching this on a Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. And if you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us a favor. Do us a solid, would you? Download Sports Zone Chicago's network. Download the channel to your TV. Put it right there, smack dab in the middle of Netflix, Apple, Prime, Max, Hulu, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars. Power Book 3. Canaan. Woo, that started off good last Friday. I can't wait for that this Friday. All right, Paramount Plus, you still watching what's the Kevin Costner one? The new one that they're talking about. I tried to get into it, but I tried to get into it like last season. I'm like, I need to start from the beginning. But anyway, just download it, put it there. You can watch that on the big screen. Hell, we're on the big screen right Mickey Ficky now. Now, you can also tweet the show. You can tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Listen, go to our, because there's a poll. I want you guys to take a poll. It's a quick boop, boop. Push 1 or push 2, A or B. All right. The poll question is, what do you want the Bears to do? Do you want them to clean house, new head coach, new quarterback, obviously new staff if you're a new head coach, or do you want them to stay the course with Coach Eberflus, get rid of Getsy? Maybe say keep Getsy, who knows? And keep Justin Fields and build around him. Just go there. Let's take that poll on our Twitter page at Sports Zone Shy, CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Man, we have a phenomenal show, boy. I need you to interact with us today. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, or our mobile app, listen, leave a question or comment on that particular platform. It'll come up here in the thread. I'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show, and that's what makes this the best morning show around. Morning Chicago sports talk show around is you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. You know how The Rock says, baby, don't sing it, just bring it. My man, Frank Schwab from Yahoo Sports is going to join us at 10 o'clock talking NFL action. I'm excited. I want to see, you know how I love the local beat writers. I love the local media when it comes to our teams, but I also have to get a national perspective. Doesn't matter what team I'm talking about. I like a national perspective. Give me a look at 10,000 feet above the earth. How do we look at the big picture? And Frank's going to give that to us. I'm going to talk to him about the last 5 weeks for the Bears, about his thought on Justin Fields. And I just take it with a grain of salt, because remember, all these guys who cover nationally, they don't cover the Bears. There's 32 teams they got to cover, so they're not able to get the in-depth stuff that. Oh, okay. He said got to cut a little shorter today. They're not as in-depth. You know what I mean? They can't. There's 32 teams they got to cover, so even though they don't I take it with a grain of salt, I still value their opinion on how they look at our teams. In this case, the Chicago Bears. Okay? Man, I want to bring him in. I'm excited to have him back again. Man, he's joining us. We're borrowing him. He's a rental from the Nomad Network. Man, my man. Big Samo. Samo, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
Yo, what's up, baby?
Just right here, man. Chilling.
Good morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Man, I'm telling you, the chat's jumping already. Lord have mercy. Man, let's see who we started. Levette Lee, she was in the house early. Good morning, Mama. Appreciate it. Michonne Walls in the Mickey Ficky house. And you wrong for that burpee stuff yesterday, Michonne, or Monday. Don't, man, no, don't even do it again. Don't you blaspheme on here, boy. Man, I'm telling you. Cornelius Squalls in the Mickey Ficky house. What's up, Papa? My man Armando Emeterio. Lara Jr., my man Junior. Hey, Junior, I hope. So for all those of you who don't know, Junior's the biggest smart ass you'll ever meet. All right. I say he'd have to be a bigger smart ass than me, and that's pretty big, right? And we were going back and forth on a topic, and he was, I'm not going to put him on blast completely, but I gave his son a shirt from Chicago, and he's like, oh, don't wear it. And he said for whatever reason. And I was like, oh, okay, well, good to know, bro. I'm like, you know what? I'll send you your shirt with the nipples cut out so you can walk with it. And he was like, no. He goes, no. And then his son was laughing. And he's like, oh, he said, he goes, make it a halter top. He goes, no, a crop top. So this is on the way for you, Junior. And look at it. Arms out, sun's out, guns out, baby. You can wear that bad boy in the summer and still flex.
Yeah. That's not gonna be a pretty sight.
He was dying yesterday.
Don't do it.
He was dying yesterday. Oh my God, dude. That's my guy, man. 27 years I've known that dude. Holy cow. Over half my life I've known that son of a bitch. Oh, my girl, Monica. What's up, Mija? How are you? Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. That means Jeremiah must be watching. Man, good morning, Jeremiah. Man, I'm sorry about that situation last time. Oh, my God. I'm not even going to go there. But I want to say good morning to Jeremiah and to Armando Emeterio Lado the Fourth. I know he's not watching because he's in school, but that's okay. I'm sure Junior will show him this clip when he gets home later. So Dito or Jojo, whatever you want to be, whatever they call you, and Jeremiah, good morning from Theo Shawn. Brandon Schutz in the Mickey Ficky house. Man, oh man, that's what I'm talking about, baby. Oh, what did he say? I'm watching you on the Roku channel. He got us on the big screen, Samo. I got no pimples, no ingrown hairs. All right, good. That's what I'm talking about. Look at, of course, you're getting love. Here it is, Samo. Oh, here.
You're my guy,
Samo. Shawn Wall. What's up, Samo? Man, it's awesome. Everyone's showing Sam love. You know what? I appreciate it because that's how we are. That's how we do over here, man. At Sports Zone Chicago, we definitely appreciate. We don't hate. There's more than enough content to go around, and we love when someone else is doing good, man. I can appreciate. I got mad respect, and what you guys are doing over there is awesome. All right, and I respect you guys, and I'm very grateful. Believe you me that you're able to join us. Beginning of the shows, man. It's good stuff, bro. It's good stuff. So, well, guys, you know how we do. The first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Yay, oh yay, oh yay. See, top of the morning topics. Where do we start? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? I know which way we're going to go. The Blackhawks. Ooh, the Blackhawks with a tough 4-3 loss in a shootout to the Nashville Predators yesterday over on the west side. All right. Goalie Soderblom stopped 27 of 30 shots. Foligno had his third and fourth goal of the season. Dickinson lit the lamp for the 8th time this season. Assists on the day. Tess Jones, 9th and 10th. Foligno had his 8th. Vlasic had his 4th. Anderson with the helper of the season. Just tough. Tough, man. And, but we understand this. We understand. But here's a good thing. Samuel, let's check this out. Here's a good thing. It was tied going into overtime. Overtime ended. They had to go to the shootout. And our boy goes to work.
No further anticipation. Here's Connor Bedard's NHL shootout debut on Saros. Bedard scores! 1-1 in the shootout.
Oh, it's a beauty. The crowd has started to get to their...
Man, let me tell you, that was, he paid homage to Patrick Kane. He slowed down a little bit and just put it by him, Samo. That's what I like to see.
That's the root growing up, man. The young pup has some heart, man. That's what that showed me, man. Like I said before, he's extremely mature for his age, man. The moment's not too big for him. I think we got us one, man. I know that once we build around him, we're going to have championships to come. Because that kid is...
Wait, was that a at the end? Was that a at the end? Championships?
Yes. I mean, championships. Chips. We got chips on the way.
Man, I like the way that sounds, Samo. From your lips to God's ears, man. From your lips to God's ears. You know what? Well, the Blackhawks, they also host the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. I wonder if Michael J. Fox is coaching tomorrow. I'm just kidding. They host tomorrow at the United Center. Puck drop at 7 p.m. You can watch that game on NBC Sports Chicago, or you can listen to it on 7:20 a.m. on their flagship. The Bulls. Only the Bulls. That's the next top of the morning topic. They host the Charlotte Hornets tonight at the United Center. Tip-off at 7 p.m. You can watch that game also on NBC Sports Chicago or listen to it on their flagship, 6:70 a.m. Samo, what do you want to see from this Bulls team? They've been doing well without DeMar and Zach both. One's back, one's not. One's back, one's not. What do you want to see from this team moving forward?
More of the same of what we saw these last two games, man. This is a winnable game. Let's keep sharing the rock, moving the rock around, and playing good team basketball. Even if we don't know if Levine's going to play tonight, he's day-to-day. I think Caruso's also day-to-day. So if we get both of those guys back, I want to see more of the same. As a matter of fact, I want to see them build on that, man. Build on the chemistry that they have, man, and help the rotations. I think he's been going deep into the roster, playing like 9-10 guys each game, these past few games, and each guy has contributed. So I want to see more of that, man. This is a winnable game. We should be on a 3-game winning streak after this.
I agree with you on that because, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you're playing a lot of young players. And here's what the young players do. The young players don't freestyle so much. All right. They're usually caught in the system. They want to play. So they're like, okay, yes, coach, no coach, whatever you want. I'll do, you know what I mean? Okay. And that's good. But in this system, His system is very free-flowing. Now, it's not freestyle, it's free-flowing. So that's part of their style is get out and run. And these guys, and that's what they're doing. Get the ball, get rebound, look for the outlet, hit the outlet man, and have him get that ball up the court. That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been doing well for the last couple games. So can they continue it? I don't know. But I'll tell you what, the more you play these young guys, all right, the Dalen Terrys, who everyone's like, yeah, stick them in the G League and the Javon Carter. Like, no, these guys want to play. And when they're out there, and they're young. They're young. They want to stretch them legs. They want to run. They want to get out there and run, jump, rebound. Hey, let them do it. Because you know the old saying, man, youth is wasted on the young. And do it while you can, because that time is going to come by. That time is going to pass rather quickly.
Need those young legs to be able to play at that tempo consistently. So he's doing the right thing by letting those guys play, man. And you're right, man. Don't stick any guys in the G League, man. A lot of these guys, the minutes here in the big league, man, let them grow.
Let them grow. There's no better training ground. You know what I mean? You can keep playing against G League guys, but how much better are you going to get? Really good against G League players? Well, that's not going to help us over here. When you get these guys here, and the most important thing for confidence, Samuel, is all right, when you're successful at the level that you're going to be at. You don't give a shit if you're successful in the G League. Okay, great. What are you going to do when you're with the big boys? But all of a sudden, our guys are going to be averaging 6-8 points a game, a couple rebounds. That's growth. That's start. That's starting to build confidence. I'm not expecting you to be an all-pro. You know what I'm saying? Your first year? No, I'm not expecting that. I want development. I want you to get confidence, getting average 6-8 points a game. That's 6-8 points a game we need. But more so than just 6-8 points, that's a huge influence on your confidence, a huge boost in your confidence, a huge boost in your belief in yourself to play at this level. And then next year you build on that. Man, Samuel, these kids are 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, man, and trying to make a way. Man, you got to let them develop. And I think that's the smart thing that Billy's doing. Get them in, let them play, let them run. Let them do what they do best, and that's use their athleticism. You could coach them up and do other stuff as they get better. I mean, dude, if they're 19 years old, Samuel, in 5 seasons, they'll only be 24. They won't even be hitting their prime yet. Only 24 in 5 seasons. There's a lot of growth that can happen early on. Get them out there, get them running, get them comfortable and confident. Oh.
Goes up there, but yeah, you're absolutely right, man. Let those guys run. Let those young bulls run, man.
So let's see. Well, the next top of the morning topic, the winter meetings. Woo-wee! The winter meetings are going on down in Nashville, And according to Bob Nightingale, our man, the Cubs are out of the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes. What? Come on, man. All right. However, here's the thing. If you're out, I don't understand. I really don't. I don't get it. All right, because you understood what's going to take. You know what I mean? You understood exactly what this thing is going to take. You know what? He started at $500 million. Okay. He started at $500 million. Where, you're in on it initially. And again, according to our guy, Bob Nightingale, the Cubs are out. But I'm like, but wait a minute. You knew. Don't act all new. Check. Here's what he had to say. Peep this.
Ohtani stuff, just like I would any free agent. I'm not going to talk about discussions or meetings or where it is. It's just keep that quiet like anything else. I don't know where that came from. There's nothing to report whatsoever. So, and I think on all the Ohtani stuff, just like I would any free agent. I'm not going to talk about discussions or meetings or where it is. It's just keep that quiet.
So, is he saying they're not out of it, Samo? He's saying, you know what? Your thoughts, man. Your thoughts on the Cubs. You get anybody who gets him, but man, the Cubs get Shohei Ohtani. Lord have mercy. That's a whole different animal up on the north side. Then
He didn't say they were out, but he also didn't say that they were in. So he didn't say much of anything there. Look, man, the Cubs know that they were a long shot to sign Otani. They knew that they have to be head and shoulders above everyone else financially, and they have to come out swinging. They have to swing high and aim for the fences, man, if they want to pull this guy. And this is the talent that you do that for. I think that LA is probably the preferred destination for Otani and his team. So, like I said, you have to show up financially and beat outbid this other team. And I'm not sure that Ricketts and those guys up north are willing to do that right now. So we may be out, but hey, it is what it is, man. I just don't want them to give up right now. You at least figure out, what that top offer is, and then see if you can have an opportunity to either match that or go a little bit higher to bring Otani here.
Yeah, here's what our guy Bob Nightingale said. Right, this is from yesterday. It said the Cubs, who were in the mix early in the sweepstakes, now appear to be out after balking at Otani's price tag of 10 years, at least, not 10 years, 500, at least $500 million, according to one high-ranking Cubs official. As you see, he said the official spoke to USA Today Sports on the condition of anonymity. So we'll see. And maybe it's better. Maybe they feel better just spreading that wealth around. All right. Because the one thing about Otani, you saw, if he gets hurt, you don't lose an MVP phenomenal hitter. You lose an MVP phenomenal hitter and a Cy Young Award winner. So you're really losing two players, which is why they're asking for all that money. He's a Cy Young candidate and an MVP candidate in the field. But if he goes down, you're losing two key players. You want to do that if you're the Cubs? I don't know.
Look, the thing about the Cubs, and the reason I feel like they're pretty much out is because financially they don't have much to gain from it. After they sign him, we win. Cubs are going to be popular either way. Either way.
Very true.
The Cubs are going to be popular either way. Stands are going to stay filled, regardless of whether we sign Otani or not. So I think that's where the Cubs are balking at that price tag right now. Like you said, you lose a hitter and you lose a pitcher, starting pitcher, and if that guy goes down, it sucks for us, man. But we're not out until he signed. That's how I'm gonna look at it. See what happens, man.
Cool. We got more people jumping in the chat. AC Adam, what's up, Papa? Good morning. My man, Bellissimo from across the pond. Good afternoon. Top of the morning to you, mate. Show me the money boy. Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. Oh, man. My man, Coach T in the Mickey Ficky house. Coach T, what is up, baby? Man, I was listening. I told you, man, I texted you this morning at 3-something this morning. I couldn't go to CrossFit because my knee was still hurting. And I am scrolling. I was about to hop on the charts. I should have been on the charts. But I scrolling through and I saw you and my man Nomad. I'm like, I was watching you for an hour. You got that text, dog. Man, that's what I was talking about. I love great stuff. You and Nomad, man. We gotta collab and get on. That'll be dope. Because that's football at a much higher level when we get together and talk like that. It's not, well, the stats say this and the stats say that, and the stats say, I got something for your goddamn stats. You can shove them right up your ass, okay? Let's talk football. Let's not talk stats. That's why nerd boys have their own lane, and they think they're the most. We're important now. Okay, great. Yeah, just do my taxes and shut up. All right. Shut your ass up.
Graduate level football right there.
Yes, it is. Well, man, I appreciate you checking in, Papa. I really do. Let's see what the next top of the morning topic. Well, you know what? The White Sox were not sitting on their hands. They were not idle. The White Sox, they signed. Woo-wee. They got a good one. I'm excited. The White Sox signed. Where did he go? Don't tell me I didn't do it. You son of a biscuit. I didn't do it. I can't believe I didn't. Oh, yeah, it is. It's right there, silly. The White Sox signed former Nationals and the current Korean Baseball Organization MVP, Eric Fetty. Was it Fetty or Feedy? I don't know. Or Feed. Anyway, he signed him to a 2-year, Oh no. Oh no. 2-year, $15 million contract. I don't know why we had the 1.5. $15 million contract. That was a slip up by Steve-O. That's all right. $15 million contract. And this is according to Jeff Passan. All right. Feeney was 30. He's 30 years old. He was 20-6. 20-6 last year with a 2.00 ERA for the NC Dinos past season. Man, you bring something like this. I'm happy. I'm happy to add that to the rotation if you can keep that up in the bigs.
Absolutely, man. That's a guy you definitely want on your roster. It has to wide net to get this guy. Hey, I don't know what this means for the Dylan Cole trade sweepstakes right now, if he's still going to stay on or if this will be his replacement, but you got a good one. I will say that. And he's 30 years old, just, not young, but he's not old. I'll just say that.
No,
I'll just say that about him. And that 2 ERA, that's crazy. That's insane. And going 20-6, hey, that's a steal right there for 2 years, $15 million.
yeah, and I understand it's the Korean baseball, and you know the major leagues are the best of the best. I get it, okay, but still 2.0 as an ERA with a 26 record is nothing to sneeze at, and it's actually quite impressive. So, hopefully for him, he's a confidence, and he comes here and can do the same to something similar. Dylan Cease, we don't have to trade him. Okay, we don't have to, depending on what we get back. We might not. I still like him at the top of the rotation. And if you add him, I think it's a nice little 1-2 punch. Again, depending on how his performance is, if you could bring that same type of performance over here to the bigs as he had in Korea. So we'll see how it plays out. But I'm looking forward to that combo. I'm looking forward to that in 2024. I mean, I'll be watching from afar because I ain't giving them jokers any of my money until they deserve it. But I'll be watching.
You can go sit in the stands for $1 now, man.
If they do, if they have another dollar day, I'll be there. I'll park it in the Mariano's parking lot like I do off of Archer.
Yep, walk on over.
And no, not shoot. That's a long walk. I'm half the bus.
Oh man, walk on. Take that walk, man.
That's over a mile walk. And with my bad knee, I ain't walking nowhere. Oh man, keeping with the White Sox. The White Sox will draft 5th in this year's Major League Baseball draft in the 2024 draft. Good and bad. Okay, here's why: teams drafting in the top 6 in this year cannot be in the lottery next year. So if we have a terrible season, which I don't really see us doing much better, hopefully I'm wrong, but I don't. It means we can't be in the lottery, and you can't pick higher than 10th. So the highest we can pick is 10th if we have another crap year like we did this year. Oh boy.
That sucks, man. That sucks for the White Sox, like you said, because they're not going to be a good team this year after seeing what happened last year, after hearing them talk about, offloading Dylan Cole and not knowing what you're going to get back. Hey, it's not looking good for you guys for the future, for your future, not only for the present, but for your future. They're going to have to get creative, man. They're going to have to get creative in what they're doing, man. Now you have to get a lot for Dylan Cole in knowing this. So,
yeah, well, yeah, Dylan Cease is cool. I mean,
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I mean, if we can get a haul like we did for Chris Sale, okay, I'm cool. I'm cool with it. We got a lot. We got a lot, but we don't have Rick Hahn. Rick Hahn was holding people up last year, boy. I was like, man, whew. How you getting all this for this player, for that player? But so we'll see. We'll see. I would like to keep him, but if we can get a haul, the only thing about the haul is that there's still prospects. Prospects can hit, prospects can miss. We got Lucas Giolito and Yoel Moncada, from Boston, and right now neither of them are panning out. Neither of them, you know what I'm saying? And that's the crazy thing. I mean, although Lucas is getting, what did I say? He was getting some interest in some people, but he's not. No one's knocking down his door. So, yeah, I don't. We'll
Lottery
see.
tickets, man. Prospects like you're right. They're like lottery tickets, man. You never know.
Here they are.
You hit or not.
Yes. What is he talking about? Oh, I'm just looking at the chat.
Field of Dreams.
Yeah, the Field of Dreams. It does. It was forever, a long time ago, man. Man, I'm telling you, it's. Whew, that seems like a generation ago. You know what I'm saying? It really does. Well, keeping it moving. The next top of the morning topic: the Bears, baby. The Bears. They begin their prep this week. Today, actually, they start practice matchup against the Detroit Lions at home on Sunday. Bears are 4-8, Lions 9-3. I'm liking this matchup. I'll be in the press box this week again. I'm really looking forward to see how they perform. For on a couple different levels. One, it's a division foe. Well, first of all, it's a game. It's a game in the NFL, and you got to take every game. Not saying those, but you have to respect every game. Two, it's a division foe. You always want to do well in your division. Three, you had them. And you let them slip away. All right. And four, you're talking shit. I mean, rightfully so. You can. But what you going to do about it, Bears? What you going to do about it?
Man, we got to come out physical, man. That's all I'm going to say. We have to be physical offensively and defensively. And throughout the game, man, I think this game is important for the coaches. I know the players are going to come out fired up as we match up well against these guys. We should have had them a few weeks ago. Bad coaching led us to lose that game, And I'm not going to just say that the players don't have any fault in that last loss, but man, there was a lot of bad coaching towards the end of the game and mismanagement by Eberflus. So let's see what he's learned and what Getsy's learned from playing these guys the first time. I do feel like they're going to come in and adjust some of the things that they do. I can see them trying to blitz us a lot, just knowing that Justin Fields struggles and Luke Getsy really struggles with the blitz, right? So I can see them coming in and doing that and trying to slow down our offense a little bit. And if we run the ball physically with our power running game, man, there's no stopping this, man. Because now we can dictate to them a little bit more, man. And get ahead of the chains, and that third down situation looks different when it's third and short as opposed to third and long all the time. And they're just pinning their ears back and coming at us. So let's see what the coaches have learned, dog.
And here's a big thing that people don't or may not be ready. Our guy Eric Lambert wrote about it in Sports Mockery. The Lions are losing their defensive tackle. It's according to our guy Eric Lambert from Sports Mockery. Reports indicate that defensive tackle Aleem McNeil is going on injured reserve, meaning he'll miss at least the next 4 games for Detroit. One cannot understate how big of a blow this is. Not only was he a big part of their 5th-ranked run defense. Let's go. We got start attacking and run. Okay. But he was also the 2nd-best pass rusher with 5 sacks. He had a sack and 2 hits on fields in the previous meeting. With all his presence in the middle, the Lions may have difficulty generating pressure on the quarterback outside of Aiden Hutchinson. So that's a huge thing, losing a stud D tackle. And I think that means that for us, we gotta go. We gotta run the ball. We gotta be physical, And again, for me, I would run at his spot, but also run right at Aiden Hutchinson. Run right at his ass.
Right at him. I played defensively. I know that struggle that comes with that. When it's coming right at you, man, you have to be sound in your technique, and man, you have to be physically stout. That wears you down. That's more than anything. It's gonna wear him down. We have to wear this dude down, so it's gonna be harder for him to continue to rush the passer at full strength, at full speed, because he's beaten up because we've been running at him the entire game. So yeah, you're absolutely right about that. That is a big loss for those guys. I do remember that guy flashing a lot when we played him the first game. So hey, that's the game. We've been hurt most of the season. We haven't been at full strength the way that we are until the last few weeks. So it happens to the best of us. Hey, let's see what they can do. Who's going to be the next man up for them? Also heard that their center is out, right?
Yeah, Ranowitz. What's his name?
Right now,
Ragnar.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. He's out too. So now here you go, Keith Billings. You know what I'm saying? That's a big opportunity for you. That's a big opportunity for Javon Dexter Senior. If you slide you into the one technique, if you do some stunts or some twists, here's a chance for you to go up against a second team guy. You got to show improve, man. And you know what? I don't give a rat's ass because no one cared about us when Justin was hurt. No one cared about us when Tevin Jenkins was out or when Nate Davis was out. No one gave a shit about us. They just kept talking shit. Okay, cool. Well, guess what? Now you have some deficiencies. You have some injuries. And you know what? This is not a cruel. This is a very cruel and not a forgiving sport. All right. Truthfully, find the weakness and exploit it. What do you do when the cornerback goes out? You find who's his replacement? We're going to him. First play after that dude gets hurt, you're going to his replacement.
Right away. You're right. You're absolutely right. So Big Billings, get ready. Hey, Big G, Javon Dexter, get ready. Maybe Javon Dexter gets his first sack this game. I can see Big Billings, shutting the run down up the middle now that they're playing with a backup center. That dude's been on all year. He gets that week off to rest up a little bit. He's going to come out refreshed, just as our entire defensive line will. Hey, man, if the Bears can't get up for this game, man, we haven't beaten a winning team under this coaching regime. So if we can't get up for this game, then hey, it's just going to be a bad 4 games to follow. I feel like, man, this will be the litmus test for our team right now. And if we don't look good in this game, then, man, I don't know what the following 4 are going to look like. Man. It's going to be an ending to this year.
I believe it's a huge a litmus test for us. I think it's going to go how they come out. This is going to determine how the last 5 games go. And and not only would it be a win against a team with a winning record, but also be a second division win, but also our second consecutive win in a row under this regime for the first time. So there's a lot riding on this and a lot of pride at stake. And Justin Fields has a lot to play for. Like I said, I truly think that they're still in on him, regardless. I feel they've made the decision. But just to shut everybody else up and stop hearing everybody else, Justin needs to do well. But you know what they're going to say? Oh, he had a good game. Okay, we'll do it again. I will do it again. Okay, well then you know what? You can't have 5 good games in a row until you have 1 good game in a row. So let's get the first good game in a row out of the way for Justin, and then we'll have 1 more good game the following week. All right, then we'll have another good game the following week. So, but let's just focus on Detroit, and let's have it. And I just think that I don't think Jared Goff is going to perform well in these conditions. I just don't. And this is where the physicality comes in, Samo. Mm-hmm. You and I both know when you get hit in that cold, man, that stings a little longer, man. Ooh, Charlie, that don't feel nice.
Yeah, it's a different feeling. And Jared Goff has not played well here in Chicago.
Nope.
And like you said, in Jared Goff, he doesn't like to get hit either. Once you start hitting, he gets a little anxious, man. He can't move around, so he's sitting duck back there. You just have to get to him, hit him early and often. Punch our boy. He's still our boy. Is he still our boy?
Who?
Running back. Is he still our boy?
Who's that? I don't even know who you're talking about. Nah, homie. Not in that jersey.
He ain't our boy no more. Well, hey.
You run wild and be cool. I'm cool with you. Run wild and anyone else. Don't be talking shit against about us and then I told you I want someone to take his ass out. Put your face mask in his chest.
Yeah, I want to see Brisker come down and thump. I want to see guys come down and thump. Brisker, Tremaine, all those guys. TJ, come down and put a hitting on this dude, man, to slow him down and make him think as he's coming through those holes, man.
Chris, what up, Papa? Thanks for tuning in. Hey, well, listen, we got to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're gonna finish up top of the morning and ride it out till 10 o'clock, man. If you can stay with us, Samuel, cool, man. If you got to run, I understand completely. But we'll be back, baby. Keep it locked right here, folks. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face. Ugly.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. One way, Fields stumbling, trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown!
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Third down and 9 as a result of the first 2 plays. And now a sack for Montez Sweat. Second possession for the Bears. Fields keeps, gets to the edge. And his first big carry of the night. He wants to throw. Now gets Roshan Johnson. A lot of room. Johnson inside the 40. Everybody up and coming after Fields. He's got Komet, and Komet's got the first down. Inside the 20 and now inside the 15.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of ESPN. Those are the Bears, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I like the win. Ugly win, but style points are not important. I'm joined here by my man, Sam Rush, a.k.a. Samo, Big Samo. And, man, dude, I'm looking forward to this. Talk to me a little bit, baby. Talk to me about what you're expecting Sunday from this squad because there's a lot riding for some people. All right. There's a lot riding, and they got to go to work.
Yeah, man. I'm expecting us to come out full throttle. Man. We just come out of a bye week, man. We should be fully prepared for this game, and it's on the coaches, but it's also on the players, man. They have a sense of pride, man. These guys are winning the division right now, but they're still the Lions, and they're still the Lions to us, you know, and to us as fans and to the players. They still look at those guys and say, hey, you guys are still the Lions. We almost beat you that first game, and we're going to come out this next game, and we're going to put our foot on your necks. And that's what should happen, man. I want to just see a physical football game. It's going to be cold out there on the lake, man. We might see a little snow. I think there's a 50% chance of snow. And look, man, just play Bear football, you know. Just get under center and play Bear football.
Stop. Say that again for all the people in the back.
Get under center and play Chicago Bears football. Let's not get cute this game. No need. There's no need.
You know, especially with that defensive tackle out. All right. He was a problem. He was a problem for us last year. All right. He was a problem last game.
Yep.
All right. Now that problem's gone. Now we go after him. Now we just talked about it. You find the weak link. You are the weakest link. Goodbye, and attack him. Period. This is a savage game. This is the alpha male sport of alpha male sports. All right. And there's no sympathy, no nothing. Hey, like I said, not bad for us when we were hurting. They came and gave it to us. Guess what? Now it's our turn. I think they need to have that same mentality, and I'm looking forward to them doing that. I hope they do that. I hope Getsy does that. But to me, there's a thing that bugs me. I don't see the dog in Getsy. You know what I mean? I don't see the killer instinct in Getsy. Like you see some offensive coordinators, when they know somebody is out, they're like, oh shit, we're attacking him all day. We're attacking him all day with traps, with misdirection, with everything. We're going to focus on this dude until they do something until they sub him out. And I don't see that dog in Getsy, and that bothers me, Samo.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I don't think our coaches have that mentality. I don't see that in the on the defensive side either, man, where we just attack the team's weakness. We know that they have a weakness. You have to attack that weakness. Hopefully things change this week, man. They've done some self-scouting and evaluating of themselves, and they see that in themselves. Like, man, we're a little soft. That's what we are. We're a little soft. We lack aggression in moments where we should be ultra aggressive. And look, let's go out and be physical. Let's play a physical brand of football. If they've watched tape of those past 12 games, then they should have saw that the physical team is the identity of the Bears, man. That's the identity that we need to run with and finish this season with. Is that physical brand of football. We're a power run team. You know, we're play actioning off of that. We're rolling and booting our guy JF1 out and, you know, striking downfield. That's what we need to see.
We do it. And I also need JF1. I need Justin to play better. I need Justin to stop playing around, stop acting silly, stop acting new. All right. Mm-hmm. And I know there's a situation where sometimes in the game he's got to overcome Getsy. Then he's got to do it. Then you got to do it. All right. You're in the second year of your system. You're more familiar with this same system you've run for a year and a half now. All right. You've actually had a chance to look at it from a coach because you're out for 4 weeks. There's got to come times where you just take control and say, you know what? Nah, I don't like this play. Let's do this. You got to come in time, and hopefully this week it says, Coach, let's go under center. Coach, I know my thumb's jacked up, but it's better. Let's go under center. Let's get Roshan Johnson downhill. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know the status of Deontay Foreman, but let's get him going downhill. Let's get Khalil Herbert going downhill. You know what I mean? Or power, get to the outside with a pulling guard and a fullback. Let's attack these guys. Let's run right at Aiden Hutchinson, see what you got. Mm-hmm. And I hope Justin has taken control of this team like that, because if he does, whoo, Charlie.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. Justin has to stop being such a good soldier. I think that's the thing. He wants to be, the team guy, a good soldier, and follow his chain of command and Luke these orders to the T. But hey, you're out there on the field, man. If you're out there on the field, like, man, you have to adjust to the game. You know what it's going to take for you to win. And that's just the way that I was brought up, man. Like, look, even my coaches would tell us, like, hey, we coach you guys during the week. We tell you to do this and tell you to do that. But you're out there playing the game. And you know what's best in that situation. You're out there feeling the game. Hey, if we're telling you something, you see something, sometimes go ahead and take that chance if you need to take a chance. Audible out of some of these run plays. Audible into run plays. Like, do what you need to do to win the game, man. You know what it's going to take. You're looking at the defense. You're surveying out there what's about to come to you. If you trust what you see, hey, put your team in the best situation, because your coaches aren't. You can't depend on your coaches to do it every time. You're on mute.
That's the God-blessed truth, man. I love it. I can't. And this is why I get so fired up. And this is why it's tough being in the press box, because sometimes I'm like, go, come on. And I'm like, oh, shit, you're in a press box. I don't want to. So I'll be there with a tape over my mouth, except after I eat the breakfast, though. They got some good food up there. So I'm looking forward. So I'll be there about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And so I can go to bed. I could eat, go to the bathroom, come back, sit and chill, and I don't like being rushed. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I can say hi to some other people, people that I'm starting to get to know. And, the more they see me, then I'll start having more and more people on the show, which would be cool. Names that people see on TV and stuff like that. So I'm just networking, but I like to get there early and just chill. You know what I mean? And just say, hey, how you doing? Like, oh, we've seen you here a few times. Like, yeah, you're damn right. I'm not.
Like, I'm here to stay. Like,
I'm tough to miss, baby. I'm tough to miss.
Like,
I got a big aura, big personality. You heard me in the press room with these questions. You know who I am. Don't act crazy. Hey, Samuel, great stuff today, Papa. I appreciate it. Hey, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Sure, you can find me at the Nomad Network on Nomad Live and Nomad at Night, where we do shows on Friday night. And we also have pregame and postgame shows an hour before each show, and at night at 8 p.m. after the game. Hey, reach out to us, like, share, subscribe. You can also find me on Twitter at BigSamo80. Hey, Shawn, I appreciate the invitation, man. This was good. How did my son do this weekend? He had a rough game this past weekend, man. We're working on it. They got a game tonight.
Okay.
His first home game. So, yeah, they got a rough game last weekend. He was upset about it, but we did put some work in, and, he's ready to rebound this game.
Excellent. Great stuff, Samo. We'll talk soon, Papa.
All right. Take it easy.
All righty. Guys, that's Sam Rush, better known as Samo. Man, I appreciate him joining us. Listen, we got to take a quick break. Because on the other side of the break, man, my man Frank Schwab is going to call. I told you, I need a view of my Chicago Bears from 10,000 feet above the earth. And I want to hear what the nation is saying. I know what all our people are saying. And yeah, sometimes they're just full of themselves. However, I respect my man's opinion coming up, and I can't wait to hear it. So you're going to do that on the other side. Don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Fields a run for 17. Back he goes. Here comes Chubb. There goes the ball. Touchdown! Jones will walk at the left tackle. Time for Fields. Now he'll accelerate to get the first down. Great tackles, and he's off to the races. Oh, he got a terrific block.
For every generation, it has started with the call to serve. Discovering the purpose and the belonging earned with the title. Learning to dig deep and push through adversity together. Defending our nation and its people. It is a life of great worth and reward. But Marines are never really finished serving. Their commitment comes full circle, visible in communities across our country. This is Semper Fidelis, always faithful, always Marine, marking a path for the next generation.
All right, good afternoon. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. No injuries to report today. We'll get that on Wednesday, but certainly like where our football team is relative to their health right now. So the bye week focus for us really is to work on improvement of the individual, first and foremost, because that's where the fundamentals of the game are. And if we believe that we improve the individual, we're going to improve each unit. But certainly we look at positions as well, where we're strong, where we need to improve. And then obviously the units. We look at from everything to, run offense, run defense, pass offense, pass defense, all the way through situations, dissect those things, and certainly need to improve on several items. And
Yeah, welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. You do need to improve on several items, Coach, and I'm glad you were able to self-scout. Glad you had the time off, and hopefully this game plan that you have this week coming up against the Detroit rival, the leaders of the NFC North, a team that you snatched defeat from the jaws of victory from a couple of weeks ago. I'm looking for some new stuff, some new wrinkles, and maybe some desire. All right, maybe the ability to close. I think the Minnesota game helped a lot with you closing that game out. I know you tried to give it away, but it was good. My next guest, because Samuel was the first one. My next guest, I'm excited to talk to him, get a national view of my Chicago Bears. He's a senior writer for Yahoo Sports. He also does sports gambling too. Tooted those own horn. You came in first place with that last year or this year? I like it. We got to talk about some picks then, Baba. Man, you can find him on Twitter at Yahoo Schwab. Guys, welcome back to Shawn and Maya. Frank Schwab. Frank, what's up, Papa? Good morning.
What's going on, Shawn? How you doing, man?
What, do you sleep in a stadium? My goodness.
We go. I wake up, the StubHub value for these tickets. You don't even know. You don't even know.
Well, my Bears are they're an enigma, wrapped in a mystery, man. So talk to me. There's a lot of going on over here, and here everyone's not negative Nancy over here. Everyone's, well, Justin sucks, and Eberflus sucks, and Getsy sucks, which I agree. And everybody sucks. I'm like, relax. After going 0-4, they went 4-4. All right. So now they got the last 5 games. How do you see this Bears team playing out? Justin, coming off a bye. Justin is healthy. They had a chance an extra week to scout Detroit. Give me your thoughts this week on how you think the Bears are gonna fare this Sunday on the lakefront.
Yeah, I mean, there's some teams out there who are just absolutely dead, unwatchable, just terrible. Look, I just watched New England Patriots a few days ago. That's a team that is just absolute trash. The Bears are not in that situation. They're not maybe having the season that everybody hoped for in Chicago, but as you pointed out, I mean, they're 4-4 since a bad start. They're competitive in most games. This isn't a team that's just rolled over and just waiting for the offseason. So
can you say that again? Because I want to build on that point when you're done.
Okay. I don't think they're not one of the worst NFL teams. They're not in the bottom 5. There's these uncompetitive teams week in, week out, where you're just like the Carolina Panthers, who you guys are keeping close track of.
Yes,
every week they're going to lose. You just know, like, they have no shot at all, other than they're an NFL team and maybe you can pull off a miracle. The Bears are not in that category to me. They're a good competitive team. I mean, it's not always pretty. There are things to fix, as head coaches was talking about on that clip, but they're not Patriots, Giants, Panthers. We all can the Jets recently of just teams are just going to suck week in and week out.
So the Lions, they're placed in the Lions. This team, they're feeling themselves, and I mean, shit, I would too. All right, you haven't had a playoff win in 30 years. All right. There's a whole bunch of people in Detroit who've never seen the Lions in a playoff or a playoff win. Okay. A whole bunch of people. But we had them. We had them last time. We had them and we let them slip. To quote the famous Denny Green, we let them off the hook. they are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook. How do you see that? How do you see that on Sunday? Does Detroit realize, hey, you know what, we lucked out with one. Let's come out with a little more focus. Or is this who Detroit really is, willing to give up some games? Because they're trying to give up the game last week, right? And if Jared Goff doesn't perform well at Soldier Field, you're missing you're missing one of the defensive tackles. You're missing your center. What do you think this week for Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit is in this weird spot where, starting with that Bears game, really, you guys watch that game. The Lions should have lost that game, no question about it. Bears gave it away, whatever. It's ancient history. Then they come back on Thanksgiving and just get smashed by the Packers. Like, they were never really in that game. Packers playing better. Hats off to them, I guess. But the Lions, if you're going to be one of these top teams, you still need to handle business there. Then they come back. They're up 21-0 on the Saints. And I was thinking, okay, the Lions got it right. Wake-up calls, blah, blah, blah. And then they just quit playing after that, really. Like, the Saints outplayed them the rest of the way. It just, they dug themselves too big of a hole. But the Saints had a chance to come back for 21-0 down to beat the Lions, and the Saints aren't that good. So I just wonder if the Bears are catching them at the right time, where this is just a kind of a weird midseason slump for the Lions. They don't look very good lately. And, you know, I mean, maybe, yes, the memory of almost getting beat at Ford Field a few weeks ago will help. But I give the Bears a shot here because, again, completely outplayed them in Detroit. They're, have the extra rest. And I think they really, truly want to finish the season well. I mean, we've seen them play no, the Minnesota game was ugly, but they played hard. The Lions game, they played well. They just couldn't finish. I think this Bears team really wants to end it all on a good note. So I think you're going to see the best the Bears have to offer, facing a first-place team, be a nice quality win for them as they go forward. I give the Bears a shot. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it, but I think this is going to be a very, very competitive game. And I can't sit here and tell you that the Lions, like we just talked about with other teams, if the Lions were playing the Patriots, if they were playing the Panthers, I wouldn't even bother tuning in. Whatever, we know what's going to happen. With this game, I don't know. I could see the Bears pulling this upset off just because it seems like they're really playing a lot better these last 8 weeks.
Yeah, they are, and there's 5 games left, and there's a lot of winnable games on this schedule. A lot of them. All right. I think Cleveland is one that might not be because it's at Cleveland. And I think their splits versus home and road, their defensive team, they're a lot better at home than they are at home. I mean, they're a lot better at home than they are on the road. And then the Packers one is the one, Packers just throw the record out the window. And unfortunately, that son of a gun from up there is really maturing. And we thought it was going to be, I'm not happy about that. But the other 3, Atlanta, Arizona, and Sunday, those 3 winnable games. Frank, if we win 3 of those 5, that's 7 wins. We more than doubled our win total from last year. I know we are, many fans are, because they're just, Chicken Little, the sky's falling. How can you not be happy with you doubling your win percentage? You're more than doubling your wins from a previous year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, it was weird to me, and we talked about this back in August or July, whenever we talked before the season, I didn't get quite the excitement and the expectations. I mean, Vegas, we're talking gambling. Their win-loss total was 7.5 this year. I thought that was an easy under, because if you get the 7 wins, it's still a pretty good season. It's still a pretty good step forward for a team that had the first pick of the draft last year. You can't expect them just to be 9-8, 10-7, whatever it's going to be after having such a bad year. You just want to see growth. You wanted to get another year closer to those draft picks that the Panthers gave you. And who knew that the Panthers were going to end up cruising to the first pick of the draft? So absolutely. Even if it's 6 wins, but they're really, really competitive down the stretch, I actually think they will be. It's a growth season. You go into the offseason feeling like, okay, we've got some things figured out. Now, the caveat to all that is everything's probably going to change in the offseason, right? Like we got to figure out what they're going to do at coach. I don't think Eberflus will be back. We got to figure out what's going to happen at quarterback. I assume that they're going to draft one of the top 2 guys and figure out what to do with Justin Fields. So maybe you don't take all of the momentum in the next season, but you definitely would have some momentum if you finish these last 5 games strong.
If we and I said on another podcast, I'm like, I could see them going 4-1. It's either Cleveland or
Cleveland's got Joe Flacco at quarterback. I mean,
true, but they got that
right?
defense.
Yeah, the defense is great. I'm just saying, there's a scenario where it's a 10-6 game.
Easily. That's why I said. I actually said they could go 5-0. I said I wouldn't be surprised if they go 5-0. I said, but I'll say 4-1 because Cleveland or Green Bay, one of those 2 games, I think they might falter. They're young. They had a big win last week. It wasn't a pretty win, but it was a come from behind win. I don't know if they're ready, if they know how to win just yet. Like Detroit did to us.
Real quick, Shawn, I believe that Packers game's week 18, right?
It is.
And this sounds crazy based on where we were a few weeks ago. There's a chance the Packers have clinched by then, and they got nothing to play for, right? Like, you probably, if you're the Bears, you'd rather just, hey, play everybody. We want to test ourselves. We want to get a quality win. But there's a scenario where the Packers are like, we got to play next week. We're not playing Jordan Love. We're not playing Christian Watson. We're not playing Aaron Jones or whoever is healthy for them at that point. So, yeah, you can talk yourself into them beating the Packers because the Packers might just honestly be sitting guys that week.
And now how big do those two losses, Detroit two games ago and Denver beginning of, how big are those two losses? Because if we're 6-6 instead of 4-8 that we are, it's a whole different conversation. This is why I had 10 wins. Remember, I beginning of the year I said I 10-7. I see it. There's a couple things, and there was and everyone keeps saying, Eberflus kept saying we're close, and then all the non-football people and Jamok's like, no, we're real close to nothing. We're not. I'm like, no, dude, I'm telling you what I'm seeing. It's close. It's a couple plays here, a couple plays there. If Jalen Johnson gets that pick six, it's 14-0 instead of 7-7. That's a whole different ball game. So I see his point. You mentioned Eberflus. We'll get to JF1 in a second. Your thoughts on him? Because you think he's gone? What if they do win to into? What if they do go 4-1? Or hell, what if they run the table? You got a big decision to make for Ryan Poles and maybe even Kevin Warren.
Right, and I think I'm not the biggest fan. I don't think he's been a great coach, but I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, let's put out that scenario of 4-1 or better. It's hard to fire a guy after that, right? Like it'd be.
They go 4-1. That's 8-9.
8-9, and if
they go 5-0, that's 9-8.
They're a 3-win team last year, 3-4 team.
Yes,
so you almost triple your win total. There's your argument. It's hard to fire a guy after that. I think it gets.
We did fire Lovey after 10-6, though.
I know, right? I think that's the thing. I think 1-4, 0-5. Yeah, he's gone. It's that middle ground. What happens if they do go 3-2, and now you're 7-10? Is that good enough? I don't know. That's where it's going to start to get interesting. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan, but progress is progress. And guys look, he hasn't been on the job that long. Maybe he's figuring some things out, right? Like maybe he's a guy who's getting better. We have this microwave mentality with the NFL now, where if you're not good right away, you're gone. Yep. Coaches, quarterback.
You lost the first game, fired.
It's SEC
like
football.
Like Dr.
NFL,
Pepper
right?
commercial. Have you seen a Dr. Pepper commercial? With Fanville. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're burning stuff. It's like, guys, that's the first play of the season. Like, I think I overreacted. Maybe.
Love it. It's so true. And that college mentality, honestly, like it has crept into the NFL. So. But guys are allowed to develop, and maybe Eberflus is one of these guys who's actually getting better at his job. I think that, again, 1 win, 0 wins, he's gone. 4 wins, 5 wins, he stays. It's that middle ground of what you do if they win 2 or 3.
Defense is number 1 against the run in the NFL. The middle of the pack overall. They were literally the bottom feeders of the NFL last year. How big of a boost is that to him keeping even if it does fall in the middle ground? Like 1-4, 0-5, I could see, he's probably gone. But if it's in that middle ground, we're like, I don't know. You look at, wait a minute, this defense is, we acquired a whole bunch of pieces, and he's using those pieces to the best of their ability. Montez Sweat just got here. He's a multiplier. We've seen him really impact the game. Hell, we extended Andrew Billings. We just signed him this offseason. And we're like, oh, hell no. You're not getting away, you son of a gun. We're keeping you an extra 2 years because you collapsed the pocket from the inside. These guys are growing. Tyreek Stevenson, even Terrell Smith last week played. These rookies and second-year players are really – Javon Dexter is really turning into a man-child. Do you think they really want to get rid of a dude who's got a defense like that?
Yeah,
and here's the one thing. And the one thing, too, that it's really 2 of my guys were talking yesterday about it. And my guy Nomad was saying it, and it rang so true. He hasn't lost the locker room. And I dial back to whenever I said say that again. These guys are playing for him. These guys are really, they haven't, not once did they mail it in. Not once did they not give complete effort. Not once. You find bickering and fighting and backstabbing in a team that's 3-14. And when we started, you find that in most locker rooms. You didn't find that in his. You didn't find that in his at all. He's got these guys together, unified, He's got him believing. That's why if they do find that middle ground, or land in that middle ground, 2-3, 3-2, I think he still has a good chance of staying, because holding the locker room together in the midst of, what was it, 14 in a row? That's tough.
Yeah, that's right. No, it really is. It reflects well on him. Everything you mentioned reflects well on him. The only time you wondered if it was going to go south was the Justin Fields. They're not letting me play like myself. Like that was kind of like, oh, this is kind of damning to the coaching staff. But since then, you're right. I can't remember off the top of my head anyway a Bears performance where you're like, oh, they just don't want to play for this coach anymore. Like everyone,
Right.
like sometimes you're just not good enough. That's going to happen. Like you're a bottom half NFL team. You're going to lose games just because you're not good enough. But it's never been because they've seemed to checked out or the effort's not there. That's a great point. I mean, just holding it all together, I think that's really good. The defensive improvement, and with the young guys, do you want, like, and that's the thing, constant change is not good usually. You want to get the right guy, right? Like, of course, like if you know, like Nathaniel Hackett ain't the dude, we need to fire him. Okay, I get it. But constant change is not good for anybody. It's not good for this defense. We always talk about quarterbacks with their development, right? That's true for every guy in the football field. These young guys on defense you talk about, you put them in a new scheme next year, they're starting over. I mean, so do you want to keep that continuity going? I could certainly see the argument for it. And especially, again, we're talking about this, if they go 2-3 or 3-2 down the stretch, you're going to have a difficult decision on what you do with the future with your coach. And I think you can make a clear argument that, hey, there was enough progress this year, especially with that team still playing hard every single week, that Eberflus decides or deserves another season.
How likely do you see a scenario of saying, okay, Coach E, you're here. Getsy, he got to go.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just, boy, that
Justin does well. Now you're like, okay, is Getsy finally getting it?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. I just thought, and I'm sure you did too, that Minnesota game was just so ugly. The way they called it, it was like,
yes.
If you don't try, like, I don't see why you wouldn't trust
screen after screen after screen.
This is your offense. This is what you got. I guess it just leads into the next conversation, though, which I'm sure we're going to talk about. What do you do with the quarterback, right? Like, if you're changing quarterbacks, you might as well change offensive coordinators too. Like, there's no why continuity, whatever. Like, we're just starting fresh. We're going to try to find our guy for Caleb or Drake May, I guess. I don't know. That's the one that really will be interesting. Obviously, if Eberflus goes and Getsy's gone, but if Eberflus stays, do you change offensive coordinators for a new quarterback? I think I would. I haven't been impressed with their offense, but maybe that's because they really don't trust. There's always been signs they really don't trust Justin Fields as a passer. And maybe that's affecting the way he's calling the game, like he did against Minnesota. And it'd be totally different if Drake May is your guy. I don't know that for a fact, but it's certainly worth the argument, right?
If they do get rid of Eberflus, who do you think would be a good candidate for this job? Everyone's talking Harbaugh. He would be my guy, former Michigan man who's at Michigan now.
See, here's the thing. Well, real quick, Shawn. I mean, look, this is, to me, Harbaugh is John Gruden 2.0, where you see, oh, this guy had such success in the NFL. I mean, we forget 10 years off in the NFL is a lifetime. It might be 3 lifetimes in the NFL. The game has changed so much since Harbaugh left after, I believe, the 2013 season, right? That was the last time he was coaching in the NFL. So much changes. And yes, he had success back then, but I don't know. I don't like that hire. To be honest, I get it. I understand.
But here's
a Chicago guy, all that. But
let me push back then.
Sure.
How much has it changed toward the NCAA game? Because if it's changed a lot, we've seen a lot more RPOs, a lot more different things. That's where he's been. So, and then he's got his guy. He's got a quarterback that he's familiar coaching. First of all, he coached against him for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right, couldn't beat him, but he coached against him for 2 years. But he also had a quarterback. He had success with a quarterback with that similar skill set and can use it. Do you think he would keep Justin Fields and say, "Oh, I got a stud here," or do you say, "Hey, you know what? I want my own guy. I want my JJ McCarthy to come with me since he's probably going to the NFL draft." Or, give me a Caleb Williams. What do you think, if he does get that job, what do you think he might do with that QB?
It's very, very interesting. And honestly, that has to be a conversation that happens during the interviews.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do with our quarterback situation? What do you want? And honestly, I'd be stunned if they keep Justin Fields. Not because of Justin himself, but you're talking about the money too. If you could start over the rookie contract clock, I think you do that with a Drake May or Caleb Williams, who are both exceptional prospects. I mean, people are going back and forth on whether I think it should be Caleb. I just love his skill set. I understand the Drake May argument. but you start over with the rookie contract where you don't have to pay. Justin Fields is going to get paid. He's going to get that Kyler Murray contract. Is he worth that? I don't know that he is, to be honest. So I think you start over with a little higher ceiling guy as a passer at least. But it's going to be a question for all these candidates. What I think that I get what you mean about Harbaugh for sure. I wouldn't do it, but whatever. I think that they just go invest in an offensive-minded young guy who's going to be your head coach. Because when you hire a defense, you could say like, oh, we hired a defensive-minded head coach. He's just going to have a coordinator. Jim Harbaugh's not some offensive play calling genius, right? He's always had good coordinators. What happens when those offensive coordinators get good? Let's say Caleb Williams for the Bears wins Rookie of the Year next year. That offensive coordinator is getting a job elsewhere, right? Like we're seeing with Bobby Slowick of the Texans. He's going to get a job, and now you got to start over if you're DeMeco Ryans. If you get a guy like a Ben Johnson, like a Bobby Slowick, one of these, there's a lot of good offensive coordinators out there. The guy in Arizona's getting a lot of kudos too.
Mm-hmm.
If you hire one of these guys, your head coach, that's the guy who's going to be attached to this franchise quarterback, whether it's Caleb, whether it's Drake. They're not going anywhere. Yeah, the coordinators might change, but the main guy running the offense is your head coach, and that adds stability to me. So I think with the Bears do move on, if you start with an offensive-minded head coach, I think that's the way to go, just because of the development of the quarterback over the long term. If it's, let's say, Bobby Slowick, the Texans offense coordinator, he's not going anywhere. If you have success with Drake May and he wins Rookie of the Year, Pro Bowl, and all that, Bobby Slowick is still the guy who's in charge of his development, and he's not going. We never see head coaches change jobs. So I think that's the way to go. I think you find the best offensive coordinator. You can find the best offensive mind you can. You hire him, and you say, these two guys are going to take us to the future.
What about a Greg Roman? He's not really head coach material, and he can run. You know, I don't see him as a guy who, you know, would jump. I mean, I think that everybody, the thing about him, and I'm not faulting him. Like, I don't fault Vic Fangio for going to get the Dolphins job as a head coach. I get it. But some ceiling. You're not a good head coach. You're a phenomenal coordinator. You're a Hall of Fame coordinator, just not head coach material. And it's not a slight. It's no disrespect. I think that for me, that's what Greg Roman is. I think he's a phenomenal offensive coordinator. I don't think he'd be a good head coach. What about going to get someone like him? Because now, like, you know he can be there for a minute. You know, he's most likely not going to go OC to OC. He's going to want to go OC to head coach, and he's not really. I don't see him making that ascension. What about keeping Eberflus if you don't get Harbaugh or another coach and say, hey, okay, we'll bring in Greg Roman and have him run the offense? Because for me, that would be love. I'd be happy as a pig in slop if that happened.
And obviously Roman and Harbaugh have history. So, I mean, that could be
is he holding out? Let's see where Jimmy goes. You know what I mean? That's another thing that I thought about. I'm going to go where my guy goes.
Yeah, it could be too. I really could. I mean, so, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with Greg Roman. If you don't hire this offensive-minded head coach who's just going to kind of be the guy, your Andy Reid, your Sean Payton, whatever, then yes, Greg Roman makes a lot of sense because he does seem to me like a lifer as a coordinator. Nothing wrong with that. He's done a pretty good job. But even he was a little stale at the end of his Ravens time. Maybe that's because he didn't trust Lamar Jackson to open things up. I don't know exactly. But yes, I would see what the Bears, the biggest problem the Bears face is, let's say you hire or keep around Eberflus, get rid of Getsy, whatever it's going to be. You hire some up-and-coming quarterbacks coach to be your offensive coordinator, and he leaves right away. That's the problem. You just have to avoid that. And if it's hiring a Greg Roman and he's going to be there for the long term, I could totally see that as an option.
Last question before we let you go, and it's always great having you on, Frank. I love the fact that you're generous with your time. And don't forget, guys, we're talking to Frank Schwab from Yahoo Sports, talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. What do you think Justin Fields would have to do to eliminate the conversation of drafting a number one, or with their number one pick of drafting a quarterback and going after, say, a Marvin Harrison Jr. or getting a super duper haul and trading that pick?
You know, and that's the thing too we haven't really talked about is the Bears could sit there number one. Look what they got for Bryce Young, and he was not the prospect that these two guys are.
Exactly.
If you're a team that hits the fourth pick or something like that, or the Jets, let's say, or whoever it's going to be, is going to pay you.
Hell, New England at 3.
New England at 3, like right. I mean, you're going to get paid double what you got for Bryce Young. Like, there's a compelling argument to be made for if we have Justin Fields and the third pick and this key player off their team, like your DJ,
bingo,
whoever you want to be.
Yes.
And you get like, you're all of a sudden you're like, boy, this looks pretty good. Yeah, we got to pay Justin, and there's some questions about his game, but man, we could get a lot for this dude. I mean, that Bears trade is unbelievable right now. If you look at what the Panthers actually gave up, they gave up, and you guys know this, they gave up the pick that became Jalen Carter. Now, I think the Bears screwed that up. I get it. Your tackle there is pretty good too, but Jalen Carter's a stud. DJ Moore and the pick that's going to become number 1. So in essence, the Panthers gave up not just this, but at the top of the list, they gave up Jalen Carter, DJ Moore, and Caleb Williams. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like that, in addition to all the other picks. Like that's a franchise, and you look at that's going to happen again. Some team is going to be desperate for quarterback and give up the world. So I think that's part of the math. But what does Justin Fields have to do the rest of the way is I don't know what he can do, honestly. Like, is he really going to be a different guy than he has been? I think it's pretty much set. I think you know what you have with Justin Fields right now. Great runner, a guy who can make plays downfield. He just needs consistency in the passing game. Maybe he shows that over the last 5 weeks. It's certainly possible. They need to open it up a little bit. They can't have that Vikings game planning and expect to learn anything about Justin Fields. Like that's ridiculous. So open it up a little bit, see if he can become more consistent as a passer. But I think the Bears know right now, this is what you have with Justin Fields. And are we willing to live with that for the return we would get for trading the first pick? I think the answer ultimately is going to be no when they take one of the top 2 guys, but certainly compelling argument to say, man, look what we got with the Panthers trade last year. We could double that up. We could multiply this. Our roster is going to be absolutely stacked, and we just have to pray that Justin Fields comes along.
Because not only will they be winning, will they be gaining stuff this year, you're going to get future first-round picks.
Yes.
So you're going to have 2 first picks next year, maybe 2 first-round picks in 26. That's the thing that I'm looking at, and that's why I'm saying, you know what? And truth be told, I think they're in on Justin. I think they've made a decision. I think they're staying with Justin, and I think to me personally, it makes a lot of sense to go get a lot more talented guys around him. Because look what he did in college with talent. I mean, we know Ohio State's a whole bunch of 5 stars, right?
Boy, if you could somehow massage that thing to give up the first pick, get Marvin Harrison.
Stop, dude, you're gonna get me too excited, dude. Stop it,
Marvin. I have not seen a college receiver like Marvin Harrison. Period. Straight out. And I've been watching football a long time, an old man like you are. Like we've watched some dudes come out of college at receiver. I have not seen a prospect like Marvin Harrison. That guy, if he doesn't hit in the NFL, I'll be blown away because he has no weakness to his game. He is
the one thing about him is he's unbelievably explosive. But and we love those great explosive plays. But the thing to me, but because of who his dad is, this dude is freaking fundamentally sound like a son of a gun, dude.
Yeah, you can tell
every single route, the route tree, the way he runs his route, the way he comes out of his breaks, the way he catches the ball in traffic, high balls, all the things, the fundamentals that this kid had. We look at all the sizzle, like, oh my God, look at he ran away from everybody. We don't look at the substance, and this dude is. I mean, this is bedrock that his fundamentals are grounded, and he's really amazing. If we get him, even if we don't get a quarterback, bro, if we just take him with number 1, I would be happy as a pick and slot.
I get it. You watch him and you literally can see that Marvin Cedar was out there with him at 10 years old saying, all right,
nope, that's not good enough. Again,
that's not good enough. Do it again. Like he is that good. Like he is that crispy, is that sharp. When your dad is one of the best receivers we've ever seen, that does help you just a little bit. And then when you're just a physical specimen, oh my God. Like
man, if his dad had his height.
Oh, game over. Yeah, it looks like a cross between like Randy Moss and Marvin Harrison. Like I know that's silly. Like nobody is, but you look at the size that kid has, the explosiveness, the fundamentals, the knowledge of the game. I mean, there's literally like that's the easiest pick anybody's going to make. I mean, he's not going to go number 1. He's not because quarterback is so important in the NFL. But I keep thinking about the Arizona Cardinals at 3. They got to be like, well, we got Kyler. Let's pair him with Marvin and see where this thing goes.
Yeah, they need to win 1 or 2 more games for my liking, but to push them down a little more. Hey, Frank, great stuff, Papa. I appreciate it. As always, let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, easiest place is Yahoo Schwab on Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it, or just sports.yahoo.com. I'll find you can find my stuff there, obviously.
Great stuff, man. Love talking football with you. We'll be in touch soon, man. Thank you.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, Shawn.
All righty. Guys, that's Frank Schwab from Yahoo Sports talking Bears football. Man, me and Frank could talk for hours. I love it. I had to get him off early. He's got some other stuff to do. We were going to keep him until 10:40. Excuse me. But he's like, oh, my boss wants me doing. I was like, all right, I bet I got you. So I'm very, very grateful for his time. The dude is awesome. Just a lot of scenarios, man. A lot of scenarios that are there. And here's a cool thing. Look at Coach. That's a franchise builder, only rivaled by the Herschel Walker. Yeah. 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 It is. It really is, because people are so in on these quarterbacks. And truth be told, I'm not. All right. So when I hear someone, and Coach T, you said something this morning when I was watching your shit, and you're like, when people will, and I'm going to use this now. All right. So hats off to you. I need to give you the credit. When you tell me he can't read defense, what do you mean? What do you mean? That he can't go through progression? That he can't hold linebackers and other DBs? What do you mean he can't read a defense? Because people want to regurgitate shit that they hear from people who don't know football. So you hear some jamoke who's on the radio or on a blog or on a podcast saying, well, he can't read defenses. Well, do you know what do you mean? And you used a great example too about the progression. Like how much of it is Getsy's fault? Are you having him read? You have a go and an out route on one side and a slant on the other. Well, the slant's wide open, but your progression is to your left, and you're going from the deep read, which you got to hold the ball to see if he gets past the receiver. Then you come down to the out route, and then you look back to the slant. Well, the slant, he's already gone now. He's past the second window, and he was open. Those have to be married. You did a great job. You and Nomad, Coach T, did a great job. And you articulated a lot of things that I knew. I couldn't put it together. So I'm going to be saying a lot of this stuff. I'll give you credit, of course. But I'll be saying a lot of, I feel the same way about a lot of things you said. So, how much, like I said, I believe they're in on Justin. I believe they're all in on him. I do. And when you give him an offensive line, because I'll tell you, we take was it Cedric Van Pran, kid from Georgia? You get him at center. Come on, man. It's game, set, match. You'll get another nasty guard. Man, I got you. Hey, I know a lot of fucking football, bro. I don't know it all. And when I hear stuff from other good football minds, I'm gonna use it and I give you credit. Because I don't know. None of us know it all. A lot of us know a lot, but none of us know it all. And I'm glad to call you a friend. I'm glad to call you a colleague. All right. And, if you say some shit that I like, I'm going to use it and definitely give you the credit. Samuel, you're right. He's proven time and time again, time and time again. That's why I believe they're all in on him. I believe you got 3 years. Okay. People like you got, and I didn't get to say this with Frank because he had to go. I'm like, no, you got 3 years left. You got year 4. Okay. Now, if you want to pick up his fifth year, okay, fine. If not, what you can do is you can say, okay, look, I'll give you a 2-year contract for $20 million, $25 million a year. You're not breaking the bank. You're not getting 40 or 50. 25 is a nice piece of change. If after that first year, you hit these stats, OIC, we can rip that second year up and we'll talk 40, 35, 40 a year. There's so many different ways. Because and let me tell you, here's the one thing that I said on my show. If you take Justin Fields out of that locker room, you're going to decimate that locker room. That's the stability of the Bears right now is Justin Fields. In that he is the eye of the storm and all that freaking chaos that's going on in the Bears, with the Bears, he's that constant. He's that, and his demeanor as well. Look, he's calm, cool, collected. Even his celebration, you see him. He's not crazy. He gets hyped, but he's always under control. You need a leader like that. And if you take that leader out, I don't trust Caleb Williams as a leader. I don't. Skill set aside, it's not about that. Justin has a skill set. It's about being a leader. It's about who they're going to run through a brick wall for. It's about who they trust. They trust Justin Fields. They don't trust a little crybaby. I want to go cry with my dog. I'm going to go cry with mom when I lose. No, that's not going to go well. I want to go to my apartment and cry with my fucking dog? Really? I truly believe they're in on Fields. I truly believe that it's going to be, you go, you get that haul. you get that haul. Now, so the question that we have to ask ourselves is, okay, if you make that, we get the number one pick, how far do you trade back? And then you have to start looking at other receivers. Because I want Marvin Harrison Jr., but damn it, if we get their first this year, their first next year, maybe their second next year, or second in 25 and 26, or second this year because we gave him Montez Sweat. This one for Montez Sweat. Who's like the second and third? You got a couple other receivers. You got the kid from Washington. You got the kid from LSU. You got a couple other receivers. Yeah, you might get 3 first-round picks. That's the max allowed by the collective bargaining agreement. You can only get 3 first-round picks, and the Bears might get it. Everybody believes in Caleb Williams or Drake May. I'm telling you, if New England, what's the draft order? Because it changes after every week. And if someone knows the draft order, give me the top 5 teams. Just put it in the chat. Because New England's going to needs a quarterback. There's a slew of teams that need a quarterback. And you understand that we saw how Ryan Poles gets down. You saw that. No. You're giving us picks and a player. Because I want a proven commodity. You got DJ Moore last year. Look what he's doing. You go get a 3-tech, add him with Jervon Dexter. Come on, man. You got Jervon Dexter on a rookie deal, and you grab another who's got 2 years left on his contract, maybe 3, whatever it is he's got. Now you got those 2 mother hubbards for 3 years together and rotating. Come on, man. That defense is set. Now we can literally just straight focus on offense in the draft. Marvin Harrison Jr., another one of the next top wide receivers. Cedric Van Pran. All right, get another nasty guard just for Tevin Jenkins' sake, because, man, it's tough with Tevin with his back. Thank you, Coach. So Carolina, New England, Arizona. New England needs one. Okay, cool. Carolina's got to fall for me. I'm sorry. Arizona's got to win another game. I wouldn't be, truth be told, if I were the Bears, I'd let them win that motherfucker. I let them win that game. Hey, let's take a quick break and wrap it up. And I'll tell you why on the other side. So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Off the fake. Fields against the grain. Finds Jesse James. Field. With time. Delivers down the field. And Cowboys. Still running. Fake one way. Fields stumbling. Trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushroom.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency line.
Do you know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Okay, is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Hey, it's your boy, the Superback, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Dobbs to the sideline and nearly intercepted for the second time tonight by Jalen Johnson.
And watch it, and he was counting 6 points.
Instead, back to work he goes, and DJ Moore is able to break this one for a big completion. Got a good block. They fake it to Madison. Dobbs is sacked. Brought down by Brisker and Dexter, and a loss of 8 on that sack. Analytics likes this call up to 6 yards. 4th down and 3. And this one up in the air and picked off by Edwards. Jalen Johnson in there again defensively, and another interception, 3rd by Dobbs.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago, those courtesy of ESPN. We were talking Bears when we left, and you know, Coach T, I got the draft order. We're gonna put it up here. Carolina, New England, Arizona, Washington is the draft order. New England needs a quarterback, so they're staying put. Arizona does not need a quarterback. Arizona needs to win 1 or 2 more games. Highly unlikely, but they are playing the Bears. Take that loss. I will take that loss. And I wonder who has the tiebreaker between Arizona and Washington. I will take that loss to the Arizona Cardinals here. If it gets them out of the 3 spot, moves Washington up. Because if they do, Washington needs a quarterback, I believe. Are you going to go with Sam Howell? Or are you going to, Howell, or are you going to want to get Drake May or Caleb Williams? Okay. Because if you want Howell and you're at number 3, you'll jump to number 1. You know, New England's jumping in, is at number 2. New England might jump to number 1. New England might jump to number 1 because of who needs a quarterback? Washington, the Giants, New Orleans, Tampa. Are you happy with your guys down there? I don't know. But the further down you jump, the more you got to give up. The further down you jump, the more you got to give up. Or the further you want us to drop, the higher that you're coming from, or the lower you're coming from, shit, you better get ready. You better get ready. New England quarterback, Arizona, no. Arizona's the one I can see. If we can get down to that number 3 spot, so I'll take that loss to Arizona. I will gladly take that loss to Arizona, and you could book it. I'm telling you right now, you could book it. People are going to be mad. Say, oh, fire this guy, fire this guy. Hey, listen, this is about positioning. You don't want to be in this spot. Again, here's a scenario where you can trade that pick for a haul, the number 1 pick, and still get Marvin Harrison Jr. What the hell would that do to our team? We're going to get a slew of picks. We're going to get about 4 or 5 picks, maybe 6, and a player, and Marvin Harrison Jr. And some of you people who will be nearsighted, like, they lost the game. They lost the game. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you got to take a step back to move 2 steps, 3 steps, 5 steps forward. What I want to see is just Justin develop. I want to see Gessie with his God-blessed slants. Throw these slants. If they're coming on blitzes, throw the slants. In a perfect world, that's exactly where they're at. Because if you trade that number 1 pick, keep it Justin. And I think, in my opinion, that's the best move. Now, who's your offensive coordinator? I don't know. And Frank was right. This is why I don't want the young guy. Everyone say, "Oh, let's go get Ben Johnson, the guy from Detroit." No, I don't. I don't want him here. Because if Justin does well, he's gone. Give me a guy that we know is going to be here for a while. Greg Roman. And again, he might be waiting for Harbaugh. Jimmy, boy, what are you doing? You going? You coming? What are you doing? So we might not find out until Jim Harbaugh makes a decision. Because if you can get Roman, man, you will see. I will do one of the best happy dances you've seen in your life. In your life. Yeah, you're right. Washington's quarterback, new coach will want, which is why we need to lose to Arizona. Arizona will drop. Why? Again, I don't know the tiebreaker. If Washington can jump Arizona to that 3 spot, we are cooking with grease. Cooking with grease. Short A's in the house. What's up, Papa? I agree with you. I think Eberflus stays. We were talking about that. You know what? Here's the thing. Samo, we can. Do we really care? Do we really care? I don't give a rat's ass. I don't care about his PR and talking to the media because that shit don't matter. Because you're going to write whatever you want to write. You can write the fact that he's got that locker room under control, the fact that these guys are playing their asses off for him, the fact that they won't quit, the fact that they believe in him and you see it, that's all I give a shit about. I don't care about how he acts in front of the media. All right. When I ask him questions or not, I don't care. I don't care if he gives us coach talk. I don't give a shit. I give a shit mostly about what's on that field. When I see effort from his players, when I see the love that his players have for him, the fact that he's held that locker room together, that's what I care about. I really couldn't give a rat's ass if the media doesn't like him. Or his answers are eh. Belichick's answers were eh. I'm cool with it. Well, Shorty, that's the thing. What's up, man? How you doing, Papa? Yeah, if we can get him, great. Question is, would he want to come back here after he was fired from, years ago with Lovey? Does he want a year off? I definitely would go to him. Or I'd go to Leslie Frazier. They're both 4-3 guys. Boom. You don't have to worry about scheme change. Yeah, I don't know how long Frank Reich is gonna go for a head coaching gig. Bill Lazor, I'm okay with. We saw, Justin did really well. He was the OC in those stretch, that 5-game stretch. Greg Roman, my man. Anthony Lynn gonna want to leave. Is he gonna want to go from one OC to another? I don't know. So there's a key word in there. There's a key phrase. He sounds like. He's not taking accountability nor holding his coaches account. Sounds like we don't know what's going on in the background. We don't know what's going on in the background. It could be a situation where he doesn't want to throw his coaches under the bus. Maybe he rips them a new asshole in meetings. But in the public, he defends them. Or the public, he just kind of glosses over it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what he's doing. You know? That's the thing. We don't know. Man, I like how this is playing out. I'm telling you, I'll go 4-1 with a loss to the Cardinals. If it bumps the Washington Redskins, the Washington Commanders, a team that the natives want to be called Redskins again. If it bumps that team from Washington up in front of the Cardinals, I'll take that loss every day, twice on Sunday. We can lose to them twice when we play them. Make sure they fall. Hell yeah. What do you got, Junior? Same QB went to a league banquet, and after dinner, when he found out he wasn't on any ballots for any categories, threw a fit. I don't remember who that was. But anyway, Cornelius, you're right. He doesn't throw people under the bus. He won't. Much to the chagrin of the media, much to the chagrin of the fans. But it doesn't mean he doesn't rip him a new asshole in private. Yeah. Yeah, there's a group that said I'll see if I can find it. I won't be able to look for it now. Yeah, there was a group, a Native American group that said, wanted them to be called the Redskins again. Can you believe it? Can you freaking believe it? I was like, what? I'm like, in this world of everything is so politically correct and people, oh, you can't say that. People aren't offended and people, you know what I mean? And the funny thing is, you always have people speaking for other people. Well, I'm going to tell you what's offensive. Well, how about you ask the people that you claim are offended? Let's find out from them if they have an issue with it. Because if they don't, shut your mouth. It's that simple. But yeah, I won't be able to find it. I'll try and find it again. I'll try and find it. If I can, I'll have it for the next show. But yeah, there was a group, a Native American group that wanted the name changed back to the Washington Redskins. Nutso, huh? Nutso. Oh, before me? Okay. Yeah, it was. It was supposed to honor them. That's what it is, you know. But I'm liking it. I'm liking what's going on. I'm really looking forward to seeing this defense again. I'm excited about it. I'm also looking. It's the whole team. I'm excited to see what this offense can do. You know, Justin has to play better. Justin has to be more efficient. And for me, Coach T, you said you said exactly what I said. I've been saying all year, but in a more eloquent manner about marrying the routes to the progression. Because for me, what I said for Justin and bringing things along slowly, how you just change. For me, what this year, what would have been perfect for Justin is first read, second read, run. And as the year progressed, it could be first read, second read, third read, run. All right, you don't just stop him from running when he's the most explosive player in the NFL. Like, you're literally shooting yourself in the foot. Like, hey, me and you're gonna fight, but pow, let me shoot myself in the side. Boom, let me shoot myself in the leg. So right before the fight, let me shoot myself in the leg. Ha ha! I don't teach you. What? That'll teach you. Let me shoot myself in the leg and I'm still going to win now. No. You do that slowly, gradually. This is why I loved your shit this morning, Coach, because you talked about, and I was coaching with a really a great offensive coordinator when I was at Curie, Tyson LeBlanc. And what you do is every week you add new shit. All right, first couple weeks, I like the basics: inside zone, outside zone, boom, boom, boom. Then you change formations. And the great part about it is you add different formations every week, different personnel groups, but you still run the same plays out of those different personnel groups. So now if I run an inside zone, I can run it with 10 personnel, 11 personnel, 21 personnel. I can run it with a whole bunch of different personnel. It looks so different, but the play is still the same. The dressing, the makeup is different, but the play is still the same. And he did that. Man, when we won the Chicago Public League and went to the Prep Bowl. Man, it was tough for defensive coordinators to get him, because one game we go run, one game we just go heavy package. All right, with my guy Vaughn, God rest his soul, Vaughn King would be our fullback, and he was also our middle linebacker, who was a monster. He was like 240 pounds, who was alternate on my 4x1. Let me tell you, this dude was explosive, and our running back was 6'1", 2.25, with a nasty attitude. And one game we just run 22 personnel. 20, we're going right, going left, toss right, toss left, inside, lead right, lead left, power right, power left. then we spread them out. So at the end of the year, you're like, holy shit, they have like 8, 10, 12 different formations. And then we'd run inside zone, the fullback will go block the last man on the line of scrimmage opposite the zone. You know what I mean? So you're like, what the hell's going on? We'd have that same action and have the tight end leak out, over the middle for the short yardage. A whole bunch of stuff. He was extremely creative. This is what I want the Bears to do. Get to that point. Because now you're changing personnel so much. Then when you don't change personnel and you can still run similar schemes and concepts with a bigger package, which is why if there's any way we can get Bowers, which I don't think we will, but we need to go get another athletic tight end. Or how about we use the one we have? How about we use the guy from Green Bay? How about we use him and Cole Kmet? Get him some more touches. Get him active. Because now you got two great tight ends. And if you don't think Cole Kmet's great, cool. You got two very good tight ends. Runyon, couldn't remember his name. Get those guys involved. Mercedes Lewis. You can go. You can literally go 13 package. You're going 13. You know what I mean? You go 13 package with Mercedes Lewis, Cole Kmet, or an offensive lineman in the backfield, or at the end of the line, reported as eligible. I want him in the backfield reported eligible so you can get him in motion. And there's so many different things you can do. Getsy's got to do it. Coach, you're a fool. We go 13 personnel all game and beat teams. Dude. Yeah, that's when you wave the white flag. Depending on how big your running back is, you got a pounder for a running back. Got your offensive lineman, 2 tight ends, a third tight end, and then a bruiser for a running back. Oh man, you got a good point, Samo. We think Flus is safe because he hasn't lost the locker room, but he can easily lose the job these last 5 weeks if he doesn't prove that he can manage the games and continue to get outcoached. Well, I agree. However, players play. I talked about it with Frank. Jalen Johnson pick, and you saw it in the highlights. Jalen Johnson makes that pick. It's 14-0. It's not 7-7. Watch, check it out.
Dobbs to the sideline and nearly intercepted for the second time tonight by Jalen Johnson. And watch.
That's pick six. That's a house call. I think Kyler Gordon's right behind him, and he trips over he falls in front of the receiver. The receiver's got to jump up over him. He's not catching Jalen Johnson. Watch one more time. He's not catching Jalen Johnson.
Dobbs to the sideline and nearly intercepted for the second time tonight.
Receiver had to jump up over him. He's not catching Jalen Johnson. So we're not worried about and so when I say players play, like that eliminates the managing of the game at the end. All right. That eliminates the Denver game. Getsy running it. Oh, come on. So, but I mean, I see, believe you me, I see your point. Yeah. That is a tutty. Dude, if you go 13, 22 or 13, yeah, kind of one of the same. I mean, did I say 22? Yeah, 22 or 13, kind of the same. You get a fullback in motion. You know what I mean? You yeah, he missed a pick six the next week. These you got to have. These are plays you got to have. You don't want pass breakups. Good defenses have pass breakups. Great defenses have picks. Super Bowl caliber defenses take it to the house. They score. That's what you have to do. 13, 21 personnel, 22 personnel. Yeah. Yeah. We'll find out today what the injury report is. You know, he didn't have to disclose it on Monday. If you heard him, remember Coach Flew saying we don't have to, so we're not going to, which is cool. I get it. And that's his MO. That's fine. But man. So let's get ready, man. I'm fired up, baby. I am fired up. It's gonna be one hell of a game Sunday, and I'll be there. Press box, locker room. So you'll see a few more interviews from different players, and I'll be asking questions in the press room. So it'll be Coach Eberflus and Justin. So I'll have some questions ready for him. I'll have some questions ready both ways. If he plays well, if he doesn't play well, I'll have some questions ready. Same thing for Eberflus. But man, 2 hours is come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Frank Schwab from Yahoo Sports. Also want to thank my man Sam Rush, for joining me for the first hour of the show. That was great stuff. He's going to be with us as much as he can, work providing, moving forward. I just love having Sam here. The verbal ping pong we have back and forth. That's what you guys like, and that's what I like. All right. Another good football mind talking football, another good, sports minded person talking sports. And I'm grateful that he's with us. Grateful we are able to have Frank on today. I'm grateful that you guys tuned in. All right, do us a favor. Spread the word. All right, share this on your page. Or pub it on your page, our YouTube page, and it's on my personal Facebook page. So check it out. Go to Twitter. We have a poll up. What do you want to do? Clean house or stay the course? Please go to Twitter. That's at Sports Zone Shy. Sports Zone CHI. It's Sports Zone Shy. That'll just want to see what we get. Want to get the pulse. Other people want to get you guys more active on our site. But man, it's time I can't believe 2 hours has come and gone. It went so fast. I want to thank Elliot Baez, our executive producer, Clarence Council III, our social media guy, and Maya Kai, my co-host at Absentia. And again, I want to thank Samo for coming on, and again, Frank Schwab for joining us. It's going to be a little cooler. It's raining. No, it's not raining. I think it rained enough, but we enjoy it. The weather's going to get really nice this weekend, and it's going to drop on Sunday. It's not going to be a lot of snow on the game Sunday. It's going to be a little cool on Sunday, which is why we need to go under center. But you know, I always say in partying, man, just make sure your loved ones know that you love them. All right, spend time with them. All right, let them know. Let there be no question. All right, that you love them. So, you know, I'm gonna get out of here. I got to go pick up the warden from CrossFit class. So I'm out.